Okay. Hi, everyone. It's 1 o'clock, so we're going to get started with our talk. So it's very nice to meet all of you and to see all of you. Welcome to the School of Biological Sciences. My name is Melissa Fullwood, and I'm an associate professor here in the School of Biological Sciences. I teach a course in that's for the year 3 and year 4. It's an elective course called BS 3004 on cancer biology. And I also teach in H3 biology, which is a service course that we run for junior college students. Are there any students here from H3 biology? Okay, well, I think I recognize some of your faces. So welcome to my H3 students as well. Okay, I have, in addition to being an associate prof, I'm also the associate chair for students. And so one of the things that the students office handles is that we will handle the admissions as well as we take care of student issues. So today I'm very happy to share with you our programs and initiatives for the School of Biological Sciences. So because I see that there are a lot of people who are standing. If you don't want to stand, we have actually mirrored this presentation in CR2, which is this classroom that's just on this side, CR2, classroom 2. And so this is all shared over on that side as well. It's just that you don't yeah, I mean, so you will still hear my voice, and you will still also be able to ask questions because we are taking questions also by the app later on. So this is our question and answer app. This is the Slido, and this is the number that you can use, so you can post your queries even if you're in a different room. Okay, so first of all, why study biology? I mean, I think it comes to no surprise that biology is a very important topic for us to study. I mean, we're all just coming off the back of the COVID pandemic. And as you know, we are faced with issues of sustainability as well as climate change. It's one of the most important problems for our generation to tackle. At the same time, of course, biology can help us advise us on how to have a healthy living as well as healthy aging. So basically, biologists have the ability to make the world a better place, and that is why we study biology. Another thing to note about biology is that you can acquire many transferable skills that are useful in many different professions. So as you will see later on, the number of careers that our SBS graduates are in is actually a very wide range of careers. And this is also because there's a lot of transferable skills that are useful for many different professions. So for example, there will be the quest for understanding and gaining new knowledge, quantitative and analytical reasoning, modeling, as well as problem solving. So why study SBS? Why study at SBS? Why study biology here? First of all, we have a fixed core, which will help you to ground your fundamentals and create a firm foundation for you to build on your electives. So for example, some of our core modules would include things like molecular biology, biochemistry. This will be important for you to build on in the future. We have electives that you can take for your interest. For example, like I mentioned earlier on, I teach BS 3004, which is an elective about cancer biology. So if you're interested in cancer biology and you come to SBS, you're of course welcome to take my module. And then but there are also other electives, of course. And so this will allow you to have an in-depth appreciation of experimental design, skill sets, and data analyses. We also have a large component of data science so that you can, for example, learn more about data science. I think that data science is pretty much a useful skill for anyone to have. I mean, artificial intelligence, data analytics, big data, all of this is so important these days. And even for the research that I do in my own lab, I would say that almost all my students need to do some form of data science. We also have internships, international exchange, and also alumni sharing, so that we can prepare students for global experiences, business ventures, and also other interests. We also have a very strong alumni network, and so they will come back and periodically share their insights, and these are very popular sharing sessions. We also feature outcomes-based learning as well as hands-on learning. So this basically means that we kind of figure out what is it that we want to stress on as being important in our own teaching. And then after that, we will design our curriculum around it. So for example, for my own course, BS3004, I wanted to really emphasize critical thinking, and I wanted to get away from just rote memorization. So I made my exam open book. So therefore, you don't need to memorize anything for the final exam, but there's a really big emphasis on critical thinking. We also have our extremely popular UAEBs. So these are our undergraduate sort of short labs, which are done in a very fixed 1 to 2 week period. They're extremely popular with all of our students, and you really get to do a lot of very advanced experimental work. So what are the programs that we have? Of course, the first program that we have is our single degree biological sciences, and most of the students will be in this single degree program. With a single degree program, you still have the ability to take a minor in anything that you want to choose from NTU. So you can choose from any of the minors available, or of course, you can also simply not choose to do a minor and just simply take a wide range of unrestricted electives, or you can also take unrestricted electives that are, electives that are biology, and so you can really deepen your knowledge. It's really very flexible, and you can customize it to what you want. We also have an accelerated program that is offered to the top 10% of the cohort after the first year. So if you are really very, very fast, you can actually finish our entire program within 3.5 years. It's something that some students do choose to do, and it is possible to complete our program in 3.5 years, but it also requires you to overload every single semester. So so obviously not everyone wants to do this, and I would also encourage you to just stay for the full 4 years, even if you have the ability to take the accelerated program. So basically this will be offered, but it's not compulsory. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. Of course, if you want to, you can also take it. Then for your second majors, we have second majors available. And so we have medicinal chemistry and pharmacology, biomedical structural biology, food science and technology, and data analytics. So like, for example, if you're interested to go into big data in the future, for example, become a bioinformatician as your career. I actually have a number of students and my PhD students who became postdocs. A lot of them actually are in bioinformatics these days. It's a very good career with a very good salary as well. This is one of our relatively new programs, and so I highly encourage you to apply for this if you are interested to do data analytics as well as biology. Then we also have our double majors, which are extremely popular. And so we have the biomedical sciences and psychology, as well as the biomedical sciences and biobusiness. These two programs are also eligible for the NTU Duke NUS Medicine pathway. So this is an optional pathway. You need to, so once you get into our two programs, you have the option to interview for the NTU Duke NUS Medicine pathway. It's not compulsory. You don't need to interview if you don't want to. You don't need to take up the pathway if you don't want to. And if you do get into, and you have to interview, so it's not a guarantee that if you do get into these programs, you will definitely get into the pathway. So, but if you do get into the pathway, then it will provide you with a very organized way of taking events as well as preparing for a career in medicine in the future. If you do get into this pathway, it is not guaranteed that Duke and US will definitely take you in for their MD program. There are, of course, a lot of students who do get in to the MD program, but also there are some students who do not make it, of course. Even if you don't come into these two pathways, you are, of course, still eligible to apply for Duke and US as a regular student going in, as a regular applicant. It's not the case that only the people in this pathway will get into Duke and US for medical school. We also have a double degree, which is the biomedical sciences and Chinese medicine. This is a true double degree. So you will actually do 5 years, and the last 2 years are done together with the Beijing University College of Medicine. So you actually truly will learn traditional Chinese medicine, and you will actually have the ability to apply to be licensed as a TCM practitioner in Singapore. You can also apply to be a licensed TCM practitioner in China, of course, because the degree is also given by the Beijing University College of Medicine. And this is what Professor Linda Zhong will be talking about later on at 3 p.m. So I have another popular question, which is, what's the difference between second majors and double majors? So it's basically in terms of the number of units that you have to do that counts towards that major. So the second majors are less in terms of the weightage of the second major, whereas our double majors have got a lot higher in terms of their weightage for the double major. So like the students who take biomedical sciences and psychology, as well as biobusiness, they will do quite a lot more in terms of psychology as well as biobusiness. But of course, the first major is still biological sciences. And so biological sciences still is the highest weightage. Okay. These are our new second majors. So we also have now programs on entrepreneurship as well as sustainability. So please apply for these as well.